In statistics, the standard deviation describes how variables are spread out from the expected value. I'll explain all you need to know about it in the next 5 minutes. First, let's see an example. There are two investment options. Option 1, guarantee a 5% annual return. Option 2, 50% annual return is 20%. And 50% it will lose 10%. Which one will you choose? We know that the expected value can be used to reveal the variable's long-term value. So let's find out these two options' expected value. Option 1, 5%. Option 2, also 5%. Well, they have the same expected value. But I think most of you will choose the first one. Why? What makes the first one better than the second one? Right, the risk. Imagine someone invests all the money to option 2. There's a 50% chance he will make more money than the option 1. Great. However, there's also a 50% chance he will lose 10%, which may result in sleep in the street. Totally unacceptable. So the same expected value not necessarily mean the variables have the same value. How variables are spread out from the expected value is equally important. In statistics, the standard deviation is a measure of the amount of variation or dispersion of a set of values. A low standard deviation indicates that the value tend to be close to the expected value of the site, while a high standard deviation indicates that the values are spread out over a wider range. Standard deviation is the square root of the variance, and often represented by the letter sigma. Variance is defined as the average of squared difference from the expected value. It is often represented by sigma square. As you see, in some cases, we don't like high standard deviation, for it means high risk. Some people may recommend investing in index funds, as it has a much higher average return than the term deposit. They may tell you that the average annual return of the S&P 500 index fund since its inception in 1926 through 2018 is about 10%. But we also know that a lot of people still choose the term deposit. Why? Because of the high standard deviation of the index fund. If you invest index funds during the 1929 Great Depression, it will take about 30 years for that investment to begin to make money. Is there something we can do to lower the risk? Yes, increase the trial times. For the investment example, instead of all in, we can choose several similar investments. Then, because of the law of large number, there will be more chance to get a return close to the expected value. In our daily life, we normally don't like high standard deviation either. Do you willing to eat in a fancy restaurant 30 days in a row and then only have white bread and water for the rest of the year? We all like reliable co-workers. Take a moment to think what reliable means. It means they have a stable performance during the work, not very good one day and very bad the other day. High standard deviation not always negative. Think of lottery. We all know that the expected value of a lottery ticket is minus. But why there's still so many people play it? Because of the high standard deviation, although the expected value is minus. If you win, you will become a millionaire. Imagine if a lottery have a low standard deviation, will you still play it? And think of everyday life. If it is only office home and home office, it is too boring, isn't it? We all agree that we need to take a break and have a vacation. Can you think any other examples? Leave a comment below. Two takeaways. First, expected value and standard deviation are two concepts that describe the different aspects of the random variable. They are equally crucial for the understanding of that variable. Second, high standard deviation indicates that the values are spread out over a wider range, while a low standard deviation indicates that the values tend to be close to the expected value. I'm always here at your service. See you in the next one.